Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live swing trading room. If you're with us on YouTube, it is Market Monday. Let's rock and roll, baby. Looks like we've got some good stuff setting up here. Let's go ahead and share the screen so that you can all see it. Right here. All right. A couple things that we need to cover here for everybody, just so you guys know, is number one, obviously we have the war that we need to talk about for just a couple minutes. I got some stats I want to show you guys on that. Number two thing that we're going to cover is what? Who can tell me from a technical standpoint what's going on right now? Who can tell me from a technical standpoint what's going on right now? Why is this important today? By the way, if you're taking day trades and this closes Hammer Harami, that's a nice looking 5-minute setup. Just as a heads up there. We'll see if that tees off or not, but it looks pretty daggum good at the moment. Volatility. Nope, it's not volatility. What is today? It's the start of a brand new month. It's a new month, baby. New month means new opportunity. It means we got different targets to go break on the month. Okay. So again, heads up on this. If this triggers at 6.75 right now, that's going to be your setup as long as we hold. You know what, though? We can actually drop this down. Let's see. What is this? 80. Let's go to 82s. 12% off that option ain't bad. Let's watch that. Let's watch that and see what happens. All right. It's a new month. New month means new opportunity. It means new potential opens. And we want to watch it with great levels of interest. See where this ball game is going to shoot to. $6.75. I got to do some math real quick. 6.75. All right. I'm going to go half size on that. All right. S&P gap lower into 6,800. 6,800 is just like a beast. This thing is beast mode. Holding support. Gap fill off the daily. That was our target this morning. That 5-minute trade is no longer valid. It just popped through. Just so you guys know. S&P showing a lot of strength here. S&P showing a lot of strength. We may go engulfing on the day. Like that is, as crazy as it sounds, we may go bullish engulfing here on the day. That's probably not the response everybody was thinking was going to happen this morning. Most people probably thought like, oh, it's going to drop and die. Not yet, ladies and gentlemen. 68.82 is going to be a bigger upside target here. 68.82 is going to be a bigger upside target here on the end of the day. And you're only looking at 22 points. I mean, that basically gets you back to break even on here and the S&P. So let's see if we can get after it. Jump into the monthly chart. This is what's important. This is what is important. Okay, let's move this. Move. Let's go ahead and remark our monthly. What we want to do is take this down. The 67,750. We're going to edit properties and we're going to label this February low. That way, if we hover our cursor over it, you can see it says name February low. So what we're going to look at here for sellers would be dropping and taking out 67.75 if that happens. So if we were to roll over here through March, take out this low, that opens the door to get to 67.20. And then we've got a weekly target here and then engulfing off the quarterly. But if we go look at where we're actually at, we are barely negative. So the quarter bears are still in control here, but just barely. right? Just barely. How do we know bears are in control? Because we're dark, right? We're below our current opening price. So sellers still in control, but just barely. The bigger question is, how long will they maintain control? How long can they maintain control? Is this going to roll over or is it not? So right now, new monthly open. Maybe we get this gap fill to here. Let's go ahead and mark that out. This would be Feb monthly gap fill. Drop down to the weekly chart, see where we're at. Gap lower. Look at support. I mean, 6,800. Wick rally, wick rally, wick rally, open drop rally, wick rally. Super strong level, like super strong level here. And then we drop into the daily chart. This is kind of where we want to go to. All right. So we've got the gap fill on the month and then the engulfing on the day. Looks like that's what we're going to try to go to. It looks like that's what we're going to try to go to. So let's just see if that plays out. That is that 5-minute setup. If you ended up taking that 5-minute setup, you're hitting target right now. Congratulations. I did not take it because it just kind of blew through there, but that's what we were looking for. Good pullback, good target. Well done, buyers. That's the S&P. Let's go look at some of these other indices. And then we'll look at the war and we'll go from there. Dow's down about 104 points. This is concerning from a structural standpoint. There's your downtrend. Here's your swing. Why is this a swing? Because we broke a new high. So we took this out, rallied back up, and failed. So is this going to, like this right now, this area, we are in transition, right? So we're in transition. Let's see if this transitions from a down, like, uptrend back into an uptrend, or if it actually rolls over and goes to a downtrend. We need to change this monthly engulfing target. So we'll look at that in just a second. But right now, this is really, really choppy. You can see this is still positive on the year. So let's go to the big picture. You can see we're still positive on the year from the quarterly. Monthly chart, inverted hammer. We took that out. Now the question is, do we go down here? We got to erase this because this is not a monthly engulfing. This is a bearish monthly target. I'm not going to show that. And then I'm going to take this level and go here. Because if buyers come in crazy, that's a monthly engulfing target. So why would that be a monthly engulfing target? Because we opened, took out that low, and we're already rocking. We're rallying. All right. So we're already rallying. Buyers coming in hard. It looks like there's of no effect here with said war going on at the moment. So it is what it is, right? Let's see if we keep going. Let's see if we keep going. Let's go back to this and go to the weekly. Weekly chart here. Took out that low. Looking to come back up through the range. But again, taking out that low does concern me a little bit. So we did go negative, just negative on the year. And then we rallied from a weekly standpoint. But this is break even, right? There. So from a weekly standpoint, we took out that first weekly low, but this is actually break even on the year at 48.01. So that is a little confusing. NASDAQ. Let's look at big tech. Quarterly chart. Harami, bearish Harami, seller still in control. Monthly chart. Doji, double doji, taking out this low, took out this low. Next target is this monthly level and this quarterly level. Right, that is their monthly quarterly level at 23,854. Jumping over here to the weekly, buyers look pretty good here. Again, we may try to take this engulfing. I know that we've got AVGO earnings this week. Go ahead and make that weekly engulfing target. Make that our light blue. But this, I mean, buyers coming in strong right now. Again, look at your level. Super strong level here. Support, 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 support. I would be shocked if we don't go engulfing. We just filled the gap off the daily. That is the target for you day traders. That's your daily engulfing. Let's see if we get it. If we do, we may get it this hour. We might actually get it during the session. What is that? 42 points. That's a 5-minute move, dude. That is a 5-minute move. All right. So let's see if we can get on up in here, take this out, maybe fill that gap as well. I don't know. Buyers look pretty strong here. And then last but not least, we got the Russell. Great hold at 2,600. Old resistance, support, 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 support. We do have this wedge. Look, this could break through that. We are going to be going for an engulfing here off the daily chart as well. Quarterly, buyers in firm control. Monthly chart, potential doji sandwich, got this harami. If this gets taken out, maybe we explode higher. I don't know. And then weekly chart, very sideways, like super duper duper sideways here. Great support at 25.95 though. So we'll watch this. We'll look at some small caps for some potential opportunities here as well. I like that. I like that for some opportunity. Okay. Why am I not really concerned right now? If you look at the history of wars in the markets, typically you get an initial drop. So I showed this to everybody in the day trade room this morning, but it's worth reiterating. So if you look at all of these, this is this is a 67% increase. So I was thinking this would go to 100, but it doesn't. So this bar is just the biggest bar, and then this is just the biggest pullback bar. So the largest decline that we've had was the Gulf War, and this is since the Gulf War, so over like the last 20 something years, was a 16.9, almost 20% drop. Best recovery we've had 67%. Average recovery is 27% for invasions when some kind of war ticks off, right? This is a great quote by Baron Rothschild: when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is yours, or buy when there's blood in the streets, even if blood is your own. If you look through here, this actually goes to World War II. And if you look at the drawdowns, let me do this real quick. So y'all can see this a little bit better. Let's move that over just a fuzz. So if you look at this, we had a 20% drawdown for World War II when Germany attacked France. Pearl Harbor was a 20% drop, but it took about a year to recover. Like all of this actually recovered. All this actually recovered. The median time to recover 17 days. The average is about 120. And so if you look at this, like here's the first Gulf War. This is the first Gulf War. You got the 16.9%. Here's the 16.9. It took 188 days to rally, and then it went up 24.2% from that. So typically, historically, war is good for the markets. The difference here, the main difference here that we're looking at is these are wars fought on other countries. None of these wars have been fought on America, right? We've not had a war on American soil since the Civil War. So all that being said, if there are terrorist proxy groups that came through because of Biden's open border policy, then maybe we're in for a different ride. I don't know. But right now, it really isn't impacting us that much at all, right? All right, gold. If you are buying and holding gold, if you bought this pullback on gold, this is a great place to take some off. This is a retest of the previous high at 5,400. That was a retest of this previous high. That's a great place to start taking some off. I was really hoping silver tagged 100. I had a GTC on my silver order at 100. This is going engulfing. Great move up from the 70, right? Great move up from the 70. We got into 97 this morning. I was really hoping for that $3 extra. I was being greedy, but that was my GTC. So it is what it is. Bitcoin, beautiful bump today on Bitcoin. This looks pretty good. I like this base that's being created here. Let's go look at bigger time frames on Bitcoin. Quarterly chart looks terrible, right? But notice that the quarterly chart has hit your targets. There's your inverted hammer. Go engulfing. Your target from that is 82. And then all the way down here to 74. Next target down here at 64. Next target down here at 58. From this one quarterly setup. From that one quarterly setup. Now, when we hit this 88 target, we look to get bullish here. We took a little bullish position on that. Mainly because of this monthly Harami. We took that high out, got long, stopped out at break even. It was an okay position. Only because we had taken out the quarterly and that monthly. Went engulfing. Here's your drop. Look at support here. Look at the support at 60. Great place to potentially buy. Buyers thinking that same thing coming into the new month, right? Now, this new month is probably going to be our signal. We're going to want to watch this and see what happens on this monthly chart, and then we can take some positions here moving forward on Bitcoin. But we just want to watch it and see what happens at this particular level. Weekly chart here, very much bearish, right? Move up, drop, went sideways. This was our move. That's what we took some gains, stopped out. Boom, there's this huge flush. Notice you're just building support on the weekly at 64,000. More importantly, notice what happened today. Notice here what happened today. You guys see what we did today? What did we do today? We broke up. How do we know we broke up? This is black. If it was still an inside month, it'd be red. So we had a double inside month. This broke down, didn't take out this target. Now we have a wedge. Can y'all see that? We've got this wedge on the weekly. More importantly, it looks like it's trying to break on the weekly. So let's see. Let's see what buyers end up doing here. Let's see what buyers end up doing here. Jumping to the daily chart, we just went engulfing. There's the high to take out. This looks like a potential transition. There's your downtrend. Look, you're like, dude, you drew that at an angle. I did draw that at an angle. There you go. So there's your downtrend. Here's your low, lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low, broke a high, potential higher low, breaking out, right? I could look, if we moved up and pulled back and used all of this area here as support, I could look at a potential trigger trying to get back up into 75. The real target from here on Bitcoin is this gap open right around 80. So I want to see if we can't get into that 80, pull back, maybe a gap fill at 85. Maybe we'll have to see if we get enough juice on that. But I would start to look for a transition here, especially considering that we just broke up off the week, off the weekly. Got this nice bullish look here off the monthly. So this could be, and if you're a hodl person, you know, if you're a Bitcoin buy and hold forever type person, this is not a bad spot to start pulling into something. It's an easy stop here too. So if I wanted to long-term buy and hold Bitcoin, I've got a pretty easy stop here, about 10%, 11%. If I get back to break to this gap open, that's a 13% move. If I fill the gap, I'm up 20%. That's a 2-to-1 risk reward. And if I can close back up here at 90, man, that's 28%. I'm at 3-to-1. This is not a bad area to leg into a little bit of this. Ethereum, same. And then Ripple, let's look at it. Not a bad zone on Ripple. Look at that $3 and $1.34 area. Decent support. We haven't broke up on the weekly like we have on Bitcoin. Always forget, we got to go to trading view here. Type in XRP. Let's go to Ripple. Let's go to US dollar based on Coinbase. Turn on the trade spotter. Weekly chart. Make that blue so it's the weekly. Pretty decent, good. I mean, decent zone right here. Still very bearish. We just want to see that turn. Binance, that I got all this charted. Binance has way better data. It's fun when people are always like, how do you guys know that this was going to go to 350? Because that was the previous high right here. It's pretty easy. When you see the move, you know where your targets are. That's a great monthly level. Look at this monthly level. See all that resistance, 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 support, support. This could come back down to it. So I'm not saying this is the end all be all right here. This could come back down to it. Pretty quarterly. Quarterly still does not look very good. But if we can get a transition up here, I'd love to see this back up into $2. We can make some decent money up into that. Need the transition off the daily. So if we can get something like this, pull back into 150, hold that, then get a trigger up, take that long here. Now we're looking for that move. If you're long-term buy and hold Ripple though, I mean, we're looking at essentially 10% risk. If you want to go all the way down here, you're going to 20% to come take this out at 17 and then trying to get back up here into 35. I really like this level. This is a great 183. Look at all your support on the daily here, man. This is pretty. Support, all of that support, all of that support. It makes sense to try to bust that 183 and do something like that, or move up, pull back, break up into 183, then pull back and try to go again. So we're going to take that trade. Let's be mindful. BIB. Triple weekly Harami going on. Oh, that's a lie. Double weekly Harami. This is a doji. I need to change that. There you go. So you can see it broke down here. Still holding up. 188 is my stop. We held, rallied Friday. Nice volume on the rally here Friday as well. Nice volume on the rally here as well. Let's see if we get this push back up. Now, if you stopped out on Thursday, that's fine. You actually did not close below our level, though. You did not close below our level. I told you, let's wait for the close. If you look at the language on the trade call out that we posted, stop equals close under 188. It's 4.25 risk, small risk. All right. So we're not there. Not yet. We're not there yet. Flirting with it. Flirting with it. Let's see what happens today. If this closes below that level, I will stop out today. So I want to watch, see what happens there. Fortinet, this is one that we got into on Friday. Some of y'all may have gotten into this at 77. I know Ramen said on a pullback at 77 to go ahead and check that out. And so if you did get into this at 77, you're still up $1 or something. This is fine. It's pulling back just a little bit today, but not a lot. I like this. I really like this for a channel. So we've got support. There's your move up, back down, held 1, 2, tried to hold 3, 4. This is the clawed drop because it updated some kind of security code. If we could break through this level, let's see what this looks like on the weekly. We haramied. All right, so we haven't broken this hammer. If this breaks this weekly hammer, very high probability we at least get back up into 84. Very high probability we get back into 84. So let's watch this and see where it goes to. I'm fine with this. This looks good. Everything else we were just kind of waiting on. We got ANET here, Artesia Networks. This is just going sideways at the moment. Applied Digital. This failed Friday, so we were waiting for a trigger on this. I liked this setup at 28. I like this trigger. Is it still good to get in now? Are you guys talking about Fortinet? Did I miss the call to get into it? Maybe. We sent it out an email. So we posted that. We didn't have a live trading room. We just put it out via email from the community page. So you should have gotten an email on that. So if you missed it, that's fine. I'll go back over it in just a second. But on Applied Digital here, we were watching this $28 area because we had some support, a little bit of resistance through here, support again, support again. Wanted to see this trigger higher. We never got it. We never got the trigger that we were waiting for, right? And so there's your drop. Now we're looking for the move up. But at this point, I would rather wait because now you're actually in a downtrend on the daily. Like this is super sideways. I'd rather wait. I mean, technically, like here's your high, low, higher high, broke a low, lower high, broke a low. You're in transition here. So I mean, if this rolls over, this would be a short. So I'd rather be patient. As far as Fortinet, can we still get in here? Sure. I mean, you could for sure get in here. Again, right now, this is 5.5% risk. That's not terrible because we're trying to make 7, maybe 10. So you're risking 5.5. Let's call it 1 to make 7, 1.25 or 1.5 to 10, which is a 2. So you got at least a 1.15 risk reward ratio here, if not a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, getting into the $85, $86 area. I would be mindful of 81 though. 81.25. I do want to pay attention to. If you look back through here, this is a nice hesitation area. Hesitation, hesitation, support, 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 hesitate, hesitate, hesitate. Right? Y'all see that? Palantir bumping, good wartime stock, just to kind of be mindful of. It's also in a great area of support. We talked about this breakout on 225. And I was like, let's make sure we clear any pullback at this level. Like what I'd really like to see here on Palantir would be a drop back down, fill this gap, then give me a trigger up right here, I'd take that bullish and look for this move up into 155. Right. So we did talk about this breaking the downtrend. We wanted confirmation. Obviously, this is popping. They use this is heavy for military use. Let's see if we get the pullback and the rally back up. This could be a transition because now we're taking out this high, right? Walk through your highs. Here's your high. There's your low to break. It broke. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. This is transition on the daily. We want to see a pullback and rally. There's your trigger. Take that risk. Let's see if we can't rally up into 155, 160. 155 would be a decent area just because of all of that stuff. So, do I say this goes to all-time highs? I don't know. I doubt it. UNH in a channel, still struggling at 295. Let's see what happens there. Serve Robotics. I did like this. This was a good hold. I don't know if anyone took this move on 225. It was a really big, really quick pop. Like really big, really quick pop. So I did not take that. Kind of curious to see if we're about to fail and go back down to the lows on the market. I did not take this quick move. It was too far gone by the time we got to it. I'd like to see if 920 holds, but we've got earnings coming up on the 11th before market. So what is that? A week from Wednesday. I'll wait. Cypher Digital's not bad. CoreWeave here. Good gap back down into support from earnings. I'd like to see what this looks like. Cisco, I want to get follow through. Now, I know Ramez led the room on the 26th. Did anybody buy puts on this? We were looking at a short with this gap open being our stop. So I don't know if anyone bought any puts on this. I would not mind trying to set some of this stuff up, but I want to see follow through on this short tomorrow. Really nice. Look at this resistance. Move up, failed, move up, failed, move up, failed. The downside here is sellers aren't getting the follow through. Right? Your sellers aren't getting the follow through here. Now, this would be a nice one to short if we could get the follow through, but at this level, you're looking at about a 3.3 stop to come down and make 4 to 6. That's not terrible. I think we set some of these up as well. By the way, those of you who were on the debit spread course this weekend, we did a big overview of how to use the Analyze tab. We're going to do that again in the credit spread course. So, I mean, pretty much everything we set up is almost the exact same setup and structure out into April, except for your puts. Your puts are going to be losing money. It's not a bad setup. Spread here is terrible. I wonder if the spread's so bad because of the bid-ask spread on the 8250s. Set this up. 80 by 85. That's not bad on the call credit spread. This is a $370 risk. You're only losing 64. You're trying to make 70. That's a 1-to-1. That's not bad. Let's keep an eye on this. I want to see what happens tomorrow. If we can get an open tomorrow. So if we can kind of get a higher open and drop going golfing, I could look at taking this. I'm not in anything on this one yet, but I could look at taking that short. So let's watch that. It's good to have a couple shorts teed up right now. Crocs giving up the ghost here. This is great earnings report. Held. What we were looking for is to hold this 97 and get back into this old channel. This thing went golfing on the weekly and just got smoked. So it's no concern to us. What we're going to look for now, see, does this 85 hold and we establish a new pattern, or does this go all the way back down to 73? If it goes all the way back down to 76, 73, maybe this pattern comes back into effect. So we'll watch, wait, and see how that one plays out. BJ, I think they've got earnings. They do have earnings coming up on the 5th. Today is the 2nd, so that's that Friday. Thursday the 5th. All right, so we got to wait for that. No trade there. All oil companies popping. Eli Lilly with a little wedge here. About to see what this does. Heads up on the ES. It's going to try to go engulfing, possibly on the 30-minute. Target's going to be 68.80. You're engulfing on the 15, engulfing on the 30. You got 20 minutes to go do it. You got plenty of time. Lots of engulfings today. Now, Opendoor I added to our list this week. We had this downtrend on the weekly. Nice bullish hammer. If this breaks, easily could get a push and then come back down. We want to see this transition, but I did like this quarterly level at 448, 450. When we look at this old resistance here from back in early 2024, great support back through here. You're trying to hold that level. Monthly chart with a nice hammer. Currently a downtrend off the daily, or really the weekly. There's your engulfing hit on both. Did not give you a chance for the pullback. Buyers getting her done. Blue. That's your engulfing. Good trade there, buyers. Rascals. All I was wanting here, team, was just a little pullback and then the move. Then we take the profit. Didn't want to give it to us. Pfizer trying to move up. Look at your resistance at 27. Broke through, failed, rallied, holding. This is more of a breakout type idea. We'd want to try to get follow through into 28. Let's keep an eye on this. Shopify, I'm watching this at 117. They have earnings. This is going to be our biggest earnings of the week here. AVGO is a top 10 company in market cap. Symbiotic, great hold at 52. Great hold at 52. Look at that wedge off the weekly. If this resolves higher, this could really move. Good hold, though. No trigger. Let's see if we can't get a new trigger here. I'm going to move this up. Don't have a lot. A lot of sideways. Tractor Supply, not bad. Not bad here. There's your downtrend. You guys see the downtrend? Break up, pull back, break up in a channel. We know Tractor Supply channels. It has channeled numerous times. It's a good hold. Where are we at here? $50 is a solid zone. Look at that resistance off the quarterly. Support. I don't like the move lower. We did take that low out. Got an inverted hammer right now. If we look at the monthly, inverted hammer Harami. This is a monthly zone to be aware of. This isn't bad. Good move up, pull back, support, move up, drop, rally through it, support, drop, rally through it. And then from a daily standpoint, I really like this 50.8. This is giving us a trigger today too. That's your immediate downtrend off the 30. You could claim that one. That's kind of graspy. So the question is, does the channel kick in or does this little transition kick in? $3.3 stop to make 7. That's not shabby. Let's add that to our list. If I can find my list. We'll move that up in a minute. Prime. Boy, that was a pretty trade. Trades like this make me happy. Now what we want to see is this get flush back to 324, rinse and repeat. Watching Tesla here at 382 is a great idea. Apple's a very good hold in this uptrend support. Now we have a wedge working on Apple. Look at this. Lower high, higher lows from January at least. See what happens there. Meta's having a big day. Golfing on Nvidia. We can look at JP. I do want to look at some regional banks too, especially for the Russell. Microsoft's a great hold here at 400. Like it's been at 400 literally since the start of February. That's the monthly gap fill area. I mean, it looks terrible from a daily, a monthly, and weekly standpoint. We have not transitioned bullish yet. Like this is still downtrendy. But I like the area. If I was a long-term buy and holder person, that's where I would start to scale in. Google's a decent hold. I've been stalking IREN. This sucker is a mover, dude. Look at that $40 support. Pretty decent support here. You're looking at about 10% risk to come up and make 11. And then if we could actually break 46, now we got room to 53. I'm going to add this to the list. I want to look at this end of day. Nuclears, old nuclears, finding that support at 24. This is a potential transition here. Off that daily downtrend, that looks decent. Ideally, we get back up above 28, 70, kind of go sideways and then pop up into 35. That would be super wonderful. LEU is probably going to be perking up here as well. This doesn't look bad. Things that make you go, You don't remember that song? That's a good song. Boy, that's a good dance song. Good workout song. Do y'all ever like have y'all ever conditioned yourself to hear a song and it like puts you in a state? Has anybody ever done that? Like if you hear if there's a song that you hear, like a certain song, that it just triggers something for you? Good, bad, ugly, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Rocky 4 soundtrack. If I hear almost any song on Rocky 4 soundtrack, I will start doing push-ups immediately. Like just on the ground. That's my workout track. Because I grew up watching Rocky 4. Like that was I got the poster. Like it will go back in my office in Florida. But that soundtrack, I think it's let me see what it is. What is it? The training montage. Sweetest Victory is not bad, but the training montage, holy cow. Burning Heart's not, I mean, if I hear those two songs, like I will just start jogging immediately. Push ups, it doesn't matter. I need to like make it my ringtone. We've got about a 12% risk here to make 22 at this high. This is not bad. We would be bottom feeding here, but this this is not a great setup, but I like this. Like my spider senses are tingling. They could be wrong. But the fact that we had this bearish drop, Rami broke down, sellers couldn't do anything with it. Did we break down or did we break up? Oh, we broke up. We tested it here. Buyer's still holding this 187. Like, that's a good zone, man. If 187 breaks, you just stop out. The Texas fight song. I remember I played the Texas fight song one time. You just quit. Got out of here. Said I'm not going to put up with that kind of abuse. So I got Rocky 4 going on right now going on. I just said it. It's pretty. All right, this is good. Last time we were here, we had that nice pop. Great zone off the monthly, off the weekly. There is no trigger here. Like, this is not maybe. Like, here's your lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You've got this little uptrend right here we're trying to work, but we really haven't broke through 220. You've got to break this low and this low. If that breaks, I think we get a run up into 253 or 242 for sure. If we break 220, we probably go to 240. Do we want to take this? Oh, your open interest is terrible. This would be a share trade only. That's a share trade only. Maybe NNE's got more stuff on it. NNE looks good too. Look at that hold at 24, popping. This is a transition. This is a transition on NNE. I don't know if I can take it here. This is going to be a huge risk. 16%. To make 23 if we get back up to 34, though. What would be perfect on this is a move into 31, pull back into 28, rock, take a trigger here. There's your stop. Maybe have about a 10% risk here. Trying to go from 28 to 35. That's how I want to play the NNE. LEU, I don't mind it here. There's not a ton of benefit here for me just other than profit on shares. He might be like, well, that's all the benefit I need. Just why we play the game. I'd rather have options to do like a debit spread or a put credit. If I could do a put credit spread on this, I'd be in it. But the options are garbage. So 12.5 to make 17. We had better wait for the transition. I like NNE better. Let's put that on the list. What do we have here? I wanted JP Morgan. $2.6 to make 6. Probably don't have a trigger yet. You do not have a trigger yet. Let's wait for a trigger on JP. I like it, but we'll wait for a trigger. And I had it down here. Let's try to get through this and then we'll hop off. Delta getting smoked. Good drop. We get this move into 55, I'd be eyeing it. AMD's got earnings this week too. They're big company. That's what, tomorrow? Let's see what they do. Sunrun got tripped up. They tripped on their run. Let's see if this goes back to 9. If it does, we've got a weekly channel we could potentially take advantage of. I wonder what stocks like Planet Labs and Rocket whatevers are going to do when they're like, hey, aliens are coming this way in a ship from Mars or Jupiter or whatever. This is a gorgeous channel. Let's see if that gets back to 191. This one hurt my heart. We hit that 200 and rallied back up. I wanted this all the way back down. Let's see if we get it. Schlumberger, wild day. Look at that guy. This could be a rinse and repeat. I'm not going to take this today. It's too big of a risk. Halliburton, also too big of a risk. I don't want to take that today. Got a doji sandwich setting up on the ES 15 minute. Oh, the S&P went engulfing. Look at that. Look at that. As foretold by the prophecy, ladies and gentlemen, we went blue. Isn't that fun? It's fun when it works perfect. As foretold. I really like when we can throw things out and we're like, this is probably what's going to happen today. And then it does it. That's always cool, man. It's fun just to watch that kind of stuff play out. Target's got earnings coming up. This was a longer term idea we called out early this year, roughly 100. This is up 13% right now. If you're holding through that, be careful. SMR is a nice nuclear as well. Need to transition. XYZ. Pull back on Netflix. We're going to start to look for bullish moves. Just a heads up. Big drop. There's your quarterly. Hit your first target. Hit your second target. You cleared everybody long just got cleared. Right? Tried to come down a little bit further. We were really watching this $70, $69 area. Here's this drop. Beautiful engulfing last month. Why? Because of that deal, right? That deal got struck. But you got to remember, what do we know is right here at these red dashes? What's at those red dashes? Sellers, right? These are sellers. And so those are now our upside targets to go break and get all these rascals stopped out. So I can promise you there are shorts and shorts and shorts and shorts. There were shorts here that just got stopped. And the question is this going to keep going up into 106, 109, 113? That's the question. Jump down to this weekly. Look at these. So all these people short, right? There's your move up. Boom. They're moving their stop. Boom. All these shorts right here. You did not have a, this is nuts, dude. Okay, we did right here. We only broke 2 weekly highs on Netflix over 15 weeks. We broke it here and that failed. And then you broke it here and that failed. So all of these shorts just got ran. So your next target, round number of 100, that makes sense. Daily chart. There's your downtrend. Good move up. I told y'all this is breaking. Let's see if this pulls back and rallies. It did not. That was the deal. What would have been great would have been a little bit of a pullback, then a trigger, then get the deal. That'd have been real cool to get. We didn't. A pullback and hold of 92 to move back up into 100, I'd be down for. And this should be liquid as all. Look at your liquidity, dude. Oh, yeah. Come to daddy. Yes, sir. Let's see if this pulls back into 92 and then holds. I want to move you up here to your brethren. You used to be important. Maybe you'll become important again. Let's look at some of these quantum. Yeah, all oil's basically just ripping. Cool, man. Not a lot going on here. Let's be careful today. Let's just give this a day, see what happens. I think we're probably going to try to go fill this gap up here at 6,900, and we may just continue to chop. We may have new developments if Iran attacked us. If there was an attack on U.S. soil, the market's probably going to get hit hard. I don't know if that. I mean, I don't know the possibility of that happening. But I don't like that. I'm gonna get rid of this trend line, but I don't like this little downtrendy look. I mean, this is essentially a wedge. Question is, how does it resolve? Do we resolve to the upside? Do we resolve to the downside? That is the question. We'll see. Gold still looks pretty decent here. Big measurement of volatility. Russell still holding up here. Again, you got these lower highs. Bitcoin looks fantastic. Let's see if we can transition here, and we may be able to take a trade on this. Let's look at IBIT. May be able to take a trade here on IBIT. We're going to need to rechart all of this, though. I'm struggling here. There we go. IBIT move back into 45 does not look bad here. Got to get over 40. Look at all this resistance on the weekly over here. Boom, 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 boom. We got over 40 and then pop, pulled back into it, pop. Now we're down below it. If we can get that continuation move, I like that into 45, maybe 47 and go fill that gap fill just like on Bitcoin. So let's give this one a day or two. This is super liquid. We can do a lot of stuff with this. We can do a lot of stuff with this, but let's give this a little bit of time. I don't want to get whipsawed. As far as our current trades go, Bib, right now as this stands, I'd say I'm gonna stop out at that. It's a 0.5% more. If we close a Harami here, I may give it one more day. I may give it one more day. If it closes under 88, rule is to stop out. That's my rule. But what am I at? Down 4%. I can give it this extra percent. I want to see how we close. I want to see how this closes and where the market's at. Fortinet looks fantastic. This is great. Nothing wrong with the stock. Let's see if we get follow through on this tomorrow. This looks really good. Only thing I don't like about Fortinet is it's not down here at 74. Like I'd rather this chopped in support down here and then popped. And then we could do some trades down here with 74.35 being our stop. That's tough to do because your stop loss, like option trades. Shares are fine. I'm already in this with shares, but I don't want to have a 6% option risk. Theoretically, we could do this 3, but the downside is if you do an option here and you stop out at 75 and then this ticks up, you're going to be mad at yourself. But I like this. This looks good. General, GEHC, GE Health. That's coming back into support. Let's see if we can't get into 78 on that. We'll add that to our watch list. And go from there. All right, team. I love you. I hope you made money today in day trading. Our swing trades are fine right now. Bib might end up being a stop loss. Let's see how it closes today. Right now, if we close under 188, I'll stop it out for sure. If we close under 188, let's see what the market does. If it rolls back over from here, I want to see how we end the day, to be honest with you. If the S&P or the NASDAQ both just sell back off here, like if we get a sell off and we end the day with a giant like if we kind of end the day like this under 68.45, I'm going to be a little concerned. So like if we get this look, I'll be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. No me gusta though. So we'll take it a step at a time. I'll update everybody on the DMU. Okay. I love you guys, and I'll see you on our daily market update. All right. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. Talk to you then.